P's new and improved creation story, Genesis 1, verse 1 to chapter 2, verse 4a. Part 2. 3 key words for Genesis 1 to 2. Adamah, Adam, Ha-Adam. As we've already observed, when we penetrate the biblical writer's own world, new insights and fresh applications can emerge. This is equally true in understanding the biblical writer's own language. And, as we've also observed, since Divino Afflante Spiritu in 1943, the Church's official teaching is that only the original language of sacred scripture is inspired, not a translation. With the above in mind, in this short video we will look at 3 key words in Hebrew that will unpack a deeper meaning for us as we read Genesis 1 to 2. These 3 words are adamah, Adam, and Ha-Adam. Adamah, Adam, Ha-Adam. As you can see just by looking at them, these words are related to each other. Understanding their meaning as well as the relationship between them will open up for you new insights into the biblical text. This rich red soil that you see in this photo is what in Hebrew is called adamah. The word adamah in Hebrew means soil or earth or even humus. It is related to the Hebrew word for red because of the red soil of the land of Israel. The word Adam in Hebrew means human or human being. This Hebrew word recognizes the important relationship between the human being and the earth, the shared link between them. In fact, for the biblical writer, this link between the Adam, the human, and the Adamah, the earth, is profound. As the human being cares for the earth, it cares for itself. As it neglects the earth, it neglects itself. Whatever the Adam does to the Adamah, it does to itself. Notice how just as the English word human includes both male and female, so too does the Hebrew word Adam. In and of itself, an Adam in Hebrew can mean a man or a woman. It really is not a name in Hebrew. Alter's translation of the opening chapters of Genesis respects the word Adam as a noun that means human. The Hebrew word in and of itself is no more a name than is the word human a name in English. Who do you know who names their child human? This works the same way in Hebrew. Similarly, the word Adam in Hebrew, just as the word human in English, is not a synonym for man. Some centuries after Torah is completed, the Septuagint, the 3rd century BC translation into Greek for Greek-speaking Jews around the Mediterranean, translates the Hebrew word Adam into a name. We will look at the reasons for this when we examine the interpretive history of Genesis 2. Next week's essay by William Phipps is really interesting and will be a great help to you here. It will explain a lot to you. You won't want to miss it. Curiously, while the Septuagint translates Adam as a name in Genesis 2:16, the Vulgate, St. Jerome's translation into Latin, doesn't translate Adam as a name until Genesis 2:19. Take a look at Alter's translation. When does Alter translate Adam as a name? And be sure to read his notes. He explains his translation all along in his commentary notes at the bottom of each page. So, since the Church requires it, we will return to the Hebrew text. It's worth noting that in Hebrew, the relationship between adamah and adam is similar to that between humus in English and human. Just as a human will at death be returned to the soil or humus, so too will an adam return to the adamah. It should also be noted from the outset that the word Adam is not to be confused with the word man. For the Hebrew writer, this is what an ish, or a man, looks like. In fact, the Hebrew word ish is not found in the biblical text until near the end of Genesis 2. In verse 22, after the Isha, the woman, is formed from the side of the Adam. The Jewish scholar Robert Alter, who was raised from childhood to know Hebrew, does a fine job of making these distinctions clear in his own translation of Genesis, where he offers a more literal translation from the Hebrew text, one which respects the Hebrew meanings of words like Adam and Ish, without confusing them or translating them as if they were synonyms, which they are not. Alter is not interested in offering an inclusive translation. On the contrary, as he himself has explained, his interest is to be faithful to the Hebrew original. Alter's translation represents what I learned from my Jewish teachers of Hebrew. Alter translates the Hebrew text as I myself would translate it, in fidelity to what I learned from my Jewish teachers. Because of the Church's teaching that the original language of Scripture is inspired, it's important for us to get into the Hebrew text of Genesis as much as is reasonable for us to do. For this reason, I offer to you Dr. Alter's scholarly translation, which is done in a way that only a Jew can do, with a profound respect for the Hebrew original, away from the influences of the Septuagint and the Vulgate. With the above in mind, this is what the word Adam represents: a creature made from adamah, from the earth or soil. Again, it bears repeating that the relationship in English between human and humus has its parallel in the relationship between Adam and adamah. In English, as in the original Latin root, that would be the same as saying a human is made from humus or soil. Humus is the root for human. Of course, this is humus with one M, not two. To emphasize the connection between Adam and Adamah, some translators prefer to translate Adam as earth creature, or creature made of earth. Other translators will translate Adam as groundling, or creature that comes from the ground, which is another way to translate Adamah. For you, as you enter into the opening chapters of Genesis, the most important thing to remember is that Adam is profoundly related to the Adamah. Again, this relationship between Adam and Adamah is so profound and so intimate that whatever the Adam does to the Adamah, it does to itself. Going a little further, it's worth making one more observation. The word the, which in Hebrew is ha, can slightly change the meaning of a noun. Thus, while Adam can mean a human, ha-Adam, that is, the Adam, can mean humanity or humankind. The definite article in Hebrew, that is to say the word the, turns a noun into a collective. This is to say that the single Adam or human, when coupled with a definite article to become the Adam, can refer to the whole of humanity or humankind, not just one individual human being. In short, simply to say the Adam, ha-Adam, is to refer to humanity as a whole, the collectivity of human beings all together, or humankind. So to review then, we have adamah, which means earth or soil, Adam, which means earth creature or creature made from earth, and Ha-Adam, which means humankind or humanity as a collective whole, not just one individual. Sometimes Ha-Adam can mean the human, and sometimes it can mean humanity. The context will offer clues as to its meaning.